Howdy folks, I'm Cool Calla Lily, carefully calming crying cicadas.
I'm Amber.
And here are more cicadas for us to calm. But they're crying out because that's what cicadas do. That's all they do. That's all they do. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling a girl to go back to the kitchen? I am a 23-year-old male and I've been dating my boyfriend Jake, a 22-year-old male, for a good 6 years now. So I'm well acquainted with his family. The woman I said this to was his sister, Amelia. I was raised by a single mom who worked 2 jobs to support us, so I grew up doing a lot of housework, and in her free time my mom taught me how to cook. I like to think that I'm a pretty good cook. I cook for myself, for my boyfriend, and sometimes for his family. I have sensory issues and my boyfriend is allergic to a few things, so I'm pretty good at finding workarounds to accommodate people, including Amelia, so she's well aware that I can cook. Anyways, she came over yesterday and sat down at the island. In the kitchen, I don't quite know how to describe it, but basically she was on the other side and I was at the counter. My back was turned to her, making some lasagna, my specialty. So I turned around and asked her if she would like something, and she promptly burst out laughing. I was confused, and she just kind of pointed at my apron. I was more confused. My apron was pretty normal, plain blue. She then told me that she had never thought that I was the girl of the relationship. I assumed that this was a reference to me physically. I'm pretty tall and I do a lot of sports. I dithered, confused, and she explained that I was cooking. I just continued staring, not quite sure what she meant. She then explained, as though I was a toddler, that cooking is for girls and the apron made me look like a 90s housewife. The funny part about all of this is that Amelia cannot cook. I told her that if cooking is for girls, then maybe she should go back to the kitchen so that she could learn. I would be more than willing to teach her. She went red in the face and stormed off. I went back to my cooking. This morning, quite a few of my friends have contacted me telling me that I, of all people, should know better than to perpetuate gendered stereotypes. Some of them agreeing with me after hearing the context, which Amelia did not tell them. But others said that I didn't need to sink to her level. In my opinion, I thought that I would show her how weird it was to perpetuate gendered roles when she herself doesn't fit them. But maybe I could have tried explaining it first. Am I the jerk? Edit, Amelia is not a child, she is 24. Edit 2, showed the post to their other friends, and they don't think that I'm the jerk anymore. Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. It is almost very, very rare when I would ever find a time telling someone to get back into the kitchen is not the jerk, but I think you found that case.
Yeah, this is like the one case, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what she was doing was really not cool. First, in non-straight relationships, like, you know, there's not necessarily a girl in the relationship. Like, to be like, oh, I wouldn't have pictured you a girl as the girl in the relationship. Like, there is no girl in the relationship. It's 2 dudes. And then all the gender stereotypes pitched on top of it. Like, he was just showing her the absurdity of being like cooking is for girls when she can't even cook.
Yeah, I don't think that OP was in the wrong here. I think that they were just trying to, in this particular case, illustrate what was wrong with her words. And I think that Amelia needs to grow up. Like, this seems like she's acting very juvenile in this particular case. She needs to understand that there can be 2 guys in a relationship and that isn't something that's going to make one or the other a girl in the relationship.
Right. And doing household chores is just like a human thing. It's not a gender thing.
Yeah. Cooking is a human thing. People have been cooking since we invented fire, right? And that's really what it boils down to. People cook because cooked food is good, and that's really what it boils down to.
But these toxic attitudes that, you know, certain things are feminine or masculine is part of what makes for the unhealthy dynamics we see in a lot of these Reddit stories, you know, and we need to recognize as a society that you don't have to have a particular anatomy to make lasagna, you know?
Exactly. Well, let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And local suggestion 2807 says, info. Is this the first time that she said or done something homophobic? And OP replies, she said a few things on how I don't look gay. I'm not sure if this is a reference to me physically, my adamantly tame fashion sense, or something else. I don't know, was she expecting me to turn up in a rainbow suit? And Atelian says, not the jerk, I find it hilarious that people who don't cook think that an apron is just for looks. And Frosty Ice Princess says, I used to work in food. One of the places that I worked at made tortillas from scratch. We had black and white aprons. If all of the white ones were taken, you had to grab a black one. That black apron would be white at the end from all of the flour. And OP replies, sometimes I make my lasagna sheets from scratch. I didn't this time, and I can attest to this. I kind of love it though. Blue and white is a great combination. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, My girlfriend, 24-year-old female, acted ungrateful when I, a 26-year-old male, didn't wrap her birthday present. I'm terrible at wrapping gifts, and much prefer just putting presents in gift bags instead of wrapping them, and my girlfriend knows this. She is the opposite and enjoys wrapping gifts. It was my girlfriend's birthday last week, and I got her the presents that she asked for along with a few surprises. I bought a nice gift bag with some tissue paper instead of wrapping them, and put the presents in the bag. I gave them to my girlfriend, and she seemed annoyed. I asked her what was wrong, and she said that I clearly have put no effort into this since the presents weren't wrapped. I mentioned that the gift mattered more than wrapping it, and that I had gotten her everything that she had asked for, along with a few surprises that she wasn't expecting. She just repeated that I had put no effort into bothering to wrap the presents. I just told her that she was being ungrateful. She said that I was being out of order for calling her ungrateful, but I just pointed out that's exactly how she was acting. How do you handle this? Alright folks, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think Opie's in the wrong for this. There's nothing wrong with bagging gifts instead of wrapping them. I understand some people have preferences one way or the other, but some people, I'm one of them, just really struggle with wrapping, and it's not worth it, you know? And so I think Opie's right. It's the gifts that count. He went out of his way to gift gifts she wanted, and she's over here complaining about the wrapping paper, or lack thereof.
Yeah. I think that this is one of those situations where they probably need to sit down and kind of talk about expectations. Maybe she would prefer a poorly wrapped present over a gift bag, and that's fine, right? But if she's expecting a perfectly wrapped present, then she's not going to be able to get that out of OP,
well,
probably.
That's the thing. It sounds like she's judging his effort by the quality of the wrap job.
Yeah.
Which is a really, really strange way. Like, someone's fine motor skills are not indicative of how much they care for you. Yeah. Necessarily. I mean, there are some people who do just a shoddy job because they don't care.
Yeah.
But some people struggle with the fine motor coordination of wrapping presents, and that doesn't mean that they don't care about you.
Yeah. So I really do think that they need to sit down and they need to have a conversation about what they expect for presents and whether or not they're wrapped or whatnot. And if she's aware that OP doesn't like wrapping presents, and she still has this expectation for perfection, then maybe there needs to be some other compromise, like a gift bag, which is a great compromise. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Leading Box 324 says, men can't even do the bare minimum anymore. Lol, the bear is really down there, and this child needs to grow up. She is just a girl. And OP replies, the bare minimum would have been just getting her the gifts, so maybe don't talk garbage. She isn't just a girl, she's a woman, so maybe don't infantilize women. I think that comment was a little bit weird.
It is very weird and sexist. And again, someone's fine motor skills do not dictate how much they care about you. And also, gift bags can be reused instead of being thrown straight into a landfill. In my family, we will pass the same gift bags back and forth until they fall apart. And, it's a nice way to save some money and also not throw things into the landfill as fast.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to be said about gift bags. And I really do like the aspect of gift bags. The fact that you can reuse them and you can pass them along and you can have fun with them or something like that, right?
Right. And there's inherent ableism in expecting people to be good at wrapping. And not everyone has that coordination and wants to spend, hours trying to wrap a present just right. Because some people, it's natural, they can do it and make it look nice and it's like a 5-minute thing. Other people could sit there for 30 minutes and it just looks like absolute wreck because they just don't have those skills.
And Sunny Ghost says, is she always like this? Gift bags and tissue is absolutely acceptable. And Kim V says, plus you can use them again if in good condition. Wrapping paper, in my opinion, is wasteful. And Left Door Knocker says, right, I try to only use gift bags if I can't help it. Any gift bag that I'm given, I save to reuse. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk Because I Won't Put My Parents on My Approved Visitor List with security and screening all of their attempts to visit? I love my parents and my little brother. I'm not going to go low contact or no contact with them. They just have a problem understanding boundaries and that I have my own life now. After college, I moved out of my parents' house and into an apartment. It was great. I gave my dad a key for emergencies. My parents used it for non-emergency situations. They once dropped off my brother without asking because they had family over in town and needed the space. I told them repeatedly that this was not acceptable behavior, and I took my key back. They had made copies, and it happened again. I had the locks changed. That caused a problem, but it was a problem, not my problem. I've been saving up, and I decided to pull the trigger on my first home purchase. I made a great living, so I found a gated community that I liked that had a security officer at the front gate 24/7. I'm dating, but my boyfriend doesn't live with me. I like the safety of my neighborhood. I do not give my parents a key. I also didn't put them on the approved visitors list. My boyfriend has a key and is on the list. Security doesn't need to call me to see if he can come in, so they can't just pop by. They can't just drop off some groceries for me. My mom can't come do some cleaning. My dad can't do some maintenance. Well, they can do these things. They just need my permission first, and they hate it. They keep asking me for a key and to be put on the list. I just reminded them that they have proven to be untrustworthy in the past. This set them off. They started saying that they aren't thieves and yada yada yada. I'm not going to change my mind, but they are adamant that I'm treating them poorly. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. It is your living space, not theirs. And they need to accept that you are an adult and they don't have control over your life anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's really what this boils down to. They showed that they were going to continue to violate OP's boundaries, and OP forced them to not violate the boundaries. And I think that's perfectly fine, right? Like, it sounds like OP doesn't want to go low contact or no contact with them. They still love their parents. They just don't want to deal with them dropping by unexpectedly.
And it's not that hard to make a quick phone call to make sure it's not an inconvenience to drop by someone's house.
Yeah.
Like, that's common courtesy.
Yeah, generally it's common courtesy. There are some relationships where dropping by is perfectly acceptable, but for the most part, there are a lot of people who expect to be contacted before you show up on their doorstep. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Andrea Dunneth says, not the jerk, great work setting real physical boundaries. Next, I would start cutting conversations and visits short when they are set off. But if it doesn't bother you, you don't have to. You already did the most important part. Kept them out of your space when they don't have the express permission. Also, you're grown with your own home. Their reasons, as you have said, are not great. You clean, shop, and do maintenance yourself. And if you do need some help, you can ask. There's no reason here that warrants a key and an all-access pass. You are not treating them poorly. You are treating them like people who have let themselves into your home without warning or permission. You are treating them like people who will continue to do that after you took your key back, because they copied it. Also, without warning or permission. And since they still don't see the problem, you can be sure that they would do it again given the chance. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
April, well, where's your new guitar? John, oh, I had to throw it away. April, you threw it away? Why? John, it had a hole in the middle.
Good job, John. Good job. Brand new guitar, hole in the middle. We've all been there. We've all had to throw those guitars away. Such sad life. Such a sad life. And I have licorice spice. But next time, John, just get a patch. You can patch those holes. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Fantastic Friday, folks. I can't believe we made it to the end of the week. It's great. I hope the start of your weekend is great. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it in the form of a headline for a newspaper.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Local woman needs ice after serious burn from her cooking brother-in-law.
Yeah, I mean, I think that works. I think that about works. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.